You know, only 3 men in my lifetime could rock a serious caterpillar mustache. Stacy Keach, Tom Selleck, and Farouk Balsara, aka Frederick Mercury. Can Rami Malek do the job? Is this movie any good? I certainly hope so, because I really love Queen. Let's go in and find out. Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie review. Before we get into the movie, let's talk about the band Queen. The band Queen is one of my favorite bands of all time. Freddie Mercury is my favorite singer of all time. He's my favorite frontman of all time. No one can sing like Freddie. No one can come close. He is fearless in his vocals and on stage. He would wear things no one else could wear and make it look cool. The way he moved, no one else could move like him, and he made it look cool. He had confidence. His voice was so strong, whether he was doing something softer and falsetto or just raw power coming out, and his voice would sound like it's on the verge of breaking, but it never did, and it had that great raspiness. So he could do that rock, the heaviest of rock, or the softest, most melodic song you ever wanted to do. It's just amazing, an amazing songwriter, an honest songwriter with his lyrics. Heck, this guy wrote songs about his cats. He wrote from inside, and he sang from inside. And he took music extremely seriously. He was very proud of his music. He was very proud to the very end, handling his personal life and his disease. And it's just the type of person he was. And he was an inspiration to me years ago, and still remains an inspiration to me. The rest of the band, we have Brian May, a great songwriter, a great guitar player with his own unique sound. That, you know, every member of Queen, we have John Deacon that plays bass, a great songwriter, wrote many of the hits you know, and Roger Taylor, a great drummer, a great vocalist, and a great songwriter. All of them were unique and strong personalities, and then when they came together, they were Queen. And the movie sort of talks about that too, that really Freddie tries to go off on his own for a little bit, and even he confesses that really it's all four of them together that makes Queen, you know, what Queen is and how special it is. And it's true. It really is true. You know, I had bands in high school and in college, and we would play Keep Yourself Alive. I'd play guitar and sing, and I'd try to, you know, channel my inner Freddie. And most recently, I was a lead singer of a band, and we would play Under Pressure. And I know one night we played this renovated church with a balcony. There were a lot of people there. There was folks in the upper balcony and folks down below, and they had this catwalk that went out into the crowd, and I pulled the microphone stand apart and pranced out in the catwalk and made grand gestures and was projecting my voice. And you know, I don't know, I had a, you know, I had a great time. I don't know if anyone else there did. I think they did, but it's just Freddie's just an inspiration to my own music and my own songwriting. So wanted to get that out there. I love Queen. All right, with that said, what about this movie? The movie, I loved it. I love this movie. The movie, I got chills when it started. Then I got teary-eyed. Then I laughed. Then I got more chills. Then I laughed. I laughed some more. Then I got teary-eyed. Then I got chills, and I left really enjoying this movie, very happy, very satisfied. They did a great job, everyone involved. I really, really love this movie. All right, well, with that, good night. Thanks for watching. Now, let's talk about some particulars about this movie. So it's rated PG-13, and I think that was the appropriate rating. I think rated R, you could have gone that way, but it would have been very unnecessary. PG-13 was the appropriate rating and the appropriate tone. They handled the sexuality appropriately and his struggles appropriately. This movie was directed by Bryan Singer. We think he was fired or removed, or he quit at some point, and Dexter Fletcher took over. So whoever directed this movie did a great job. Congratulations. Let's talk about this cast. It's a great cast. Rami Malek plays Farouk Balsara, a young boy from Zanzibar that comes to London with his family, England, London, with his family, and he struggles to fit in, and both in his heritage and his sexuality. He meets some bandmates in school who need a new lead singer, and they form Queen, and they're off and running. Rami Malek did an amazing job. He nailed it. He nailed Freddie's humor, his wit, even in the eye, or even in the bigger mannerisms of Freddie, on stage, off stage, his loneliness, his sadness at times, his struggles. Great job. Very, very convincing. It's a very difficult character to do right. It could have easily have gone badly. He did an amazing job, and he should be nominated and probably at this point win the Oscar for Best Actor, in my opinion. I know I said that about A Star is Born, but I think Rami Malek deserves the Oscar here for Best Actor. Let's talk about the rest of these folks. We have Lucy Boynton playing Mary Austin, who is Mr. Mercury's girlfriend, and I thought she was great. She was very charming. I fell in love with her right off the bat when they meet in school. I just really loved her character. Great job. Let's talk about this band. The actors that played the band Queen. Wow. So Gwilym Lee, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which I'm probably not, plays Brian May. And wow, I thought I was watching Brian May. So as a guitar player, I've seen a lot of videos, from Brian May on YouTube and just interviews, and the guy nailed it. He, more than anybody, nailed his real-life character. Great job. Ben Hardy plays Roger Taylor, and we know him from Angel on the X-Men movies. I thought he did a good job. He had a stronger personality, Roger Taylor, and sometimes he would butt heads with Freddie, and I thought I was watching Roger Taylor. Amazing job. And Joseph Mazzello played John Deacon, and we know Mr. Mazzello from, he was Timmy at Jurassic Park, and Mouse on G.I. Joe Retaliation, and he did a great job. I thought I was watching John Deacon, whether it's the mannerisms on stage or just things said in the studio. I really thought I was watching the band Queen in this movie, and I watched a lot of videos on Queen, and yeah, excellent job. This movie has an amazing supporting cast, and there's some spoilery appearances here by actors who I did not know were in this movie, so just take my word for it. It's a great supporting cast. Everybody does a great job here acting. The cinematography I thought was great, especially in the beginning. I took notice right away of certain shots, Freddie approaching a stage or just opening a guitar case. I liked how things were shot. Great job. Screenplay and editing, I thought really they balanced some very difficult situations and tones, and really a difficult story to tell cinematically. But I thought really they did a great job, and the humor is handled very well in the screenplay, and the serious situations are handled very well. They're mixed perfectly, go hand in hand. Everything seems very natural. Great job. Great pacing. The movie sort of starts at one point in time, and then the rest of the movie goes back in time, and then at the end of the movie they bring you back to sort of the beginning, and as they should, and it's all packaged very nicely, and yeah, good job. The music in this movie, of course, is amazing. It's all Queen music. Good energy, good music. Yeah, handled his struggles with his sexuality very well. Very true to the characters here, this movie. Some highlight scenes. One was when they're recording Bohemian Rhapsody. One of the best scenes in this movie. Very, very funny. Very entertaining. This movie is very, very entertaining, is probably the best word. Yeah, the music is great. I stayed through all the credits at the end. They're showing you, Queen, real life Queen video during the credits and Queen music. So it was a party, and it was a celebration of Queen throughout, and even at the very end. This movie didn't stray away from Freddie's struggles, his loneliness, some of his periods in his life where maybe he got a little lost, separated himself from the band, and even the people that he loved, and definitely took you know, a turn to that lifestyle of excess that we see in other you know, lead singer rock and roll stories. They didn't shy away from that, but this movie more than anything celebrated Queen and celebrated the spirit, the passion of Freddie Mercury, his spirit, his love, and his passion for music, and you know, his passion for entertaining people. That's what he believed he was here to do, and the movie celebrates that. So with that, I think that's all I got without getting spoilery. Good night, and as always, I will see you on the new. This thing is itchy.